let go of the past, and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning. This is Joanna from Universal Unity and the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I am back. I am in Calgary. I am back in Canada. And what an experience that I've had over the last, I don't even know how long I was gone, the last month. I was just telling Tina before we started the show that I'm feeling a little rather out of it today because of all of the updates and activations that I've been going through physically and my multidimensional bodies. So this should be a fun show, and it should be a really fun week with the kids getting back to school. We call it school, but we're actually starting our Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Center exploration, if you will. There's no real plan or agenda. We're going to explore some of what they call the homeschooling here, along with my own exploration within the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Center with my kids. So it's going to be a montage of homeschooling, and then we're going to incorporate our energy, wisdom, and exploration. So it should be a lot of fun, and we'll keep everybody posted, because I know that there's a lot of new beginnings that so many people are excited to entangle with in this beautiful September. And it is a number 9 month. Number 9 for us means mastery in cycles, mastery in all that we've been moving through this year. It seems as though the summer went by so very quick, and how we can magnify and amplify all that we are as divine human beings and create something really new and special with our families and special with our sacred soul tribe, our sacred friends, our sacred ones that we commune with and we entangle with and co-create with. So we're so happy that you're entangling with us today. We have a few topics for today, but as I said, it was a bit challenging for me to focus on any one topic just because of the shifts that I'm moving through. In Japan, I went through many activations. My multidimensional bodies, etherically, my DNA was activated. Many things were activated in Japan, and I was so grateful for that experience. Many of the experiences, every day there was a new, beautiful experience for me to transcend and truly incorporate all that I've learned about ascension, and truly allow the essence to harmonize within me. And we're going to talk about what it means to have a new idea, a new essence of yourself. And so we're going to talk about the word essence and what it means to us as divine human beings of light, and how we can create our own understanding of the beautiful essence of divine light that we are, and how to truly harmonize with your new essence of light, of love. And we try to incorporate something new every week. And I know that you've been listening to recording shows, but there's always new information, even if you listen to the same show over and over again. So just know that you're getting new activations. You're always being upgraded. And so even though you may listen to a few things a couple of times, there's always something new, and there's always something that can create new potentiation for yourself, so you can slip into the mode of relaxing into your vastness of all that you are, your isness, your allness, and know that in any way you are expanding and you are evolving. And so, but we wanted to talk first about the celestial and ascension updates, and then we're going to get into some Japan updates, some of my personal experiences and my personal energies that I've brought back to share with all of you. So thank you for tuning in and sharing with these special energies that we can incorporate into our daily life, and we can truly walk about in a new, awakened way. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling that the breath, and I'm feeling that the ground and even my house feels new, and it feels different, as if I've shifted a vibrational frequency. And my mind, my brain is getting used to this new vibration. And I'm not really worrying about the things that I used to worry about, if you will. Schedules and timing, and there's so much that with 3 kids, and my oldest son going to a new private school, there's a lot on our plate that we're kind of organizing and structuring around, but I'm not worried about any of it. And so whether that will work out or not, I just trust the universe. I trust God. So I'm not being overly concerned about the schedules and all of the appointments that we're having. It's all going to work out. But this is how I just feel. There's been a total transformation within myself. And so I'm just really going with the flow and allowing it to truly be lovely, because it feels lovely. We have a full moon in Pisces that's coming up in a couple of days. And so the full moons, much like the eclipse that we just had, and I was in Japan in the eclipse, and it was really intense. My kids even felt the intensity, even though they were back here in Canada and I was in Japan. I was still obviously entangling and communing with my kids every day, and allowing myself to be there for them in their transitions and their activations. And it was really intense for them. And so we're going to talk about the crystalline kids at the second hour, and we're going to talk about multidimensional parenting, which we're going to try to incorporate every show, because it's really important that we take greater time and awareness to who we are becoming as a higher dimensional being, higher dimensional families, higher dimensional intelligence that we're offering. And so we're going to incorporate helpful hints, things that we're going through as a higher dimensional family, going through many transitions of ascension and awakening. And it's really important that we begin to talk and we begin to bring these things to the forefront, so that we can create greater awareness, not only for our changing family paradigms, our changing human socio paradigms, but also for the planet as well, and walking as a new, enlightened, higher capacity human being, and how we can all truly get involved and act within our passions to create the beautiful, ascending life that we all desire and we dream of. And so we will have that in the second hour. But this full moon is, it's going to be in Pisces, and Pisces is somewhat of it's kind of like a water, that's a water sign, and it's very emotional. And so there's going to be that transformation that you're going to feel, and you're going to be urged and ushered into allowing yourself to kind of let go of any emotional burdens that you've been hanging on to or that have been holding you back, any emotional beliefs that you have about yourself that you're truly desiring to redefine, if you will, to a heightened energetic vibration. And so allow those things to come to the forefront and be smoothed over and molded by the cleansing attributes that water has for us. And in all of these celestial alignments, whether they be full moons or new moons or eclipses, whatever it may be, just know that the undercurrents of all of these celestial alignments are soaked within alchemy. The alchemy of fire, the alchemy of water, the alchemy of our sand and stone and earth, and all of these vibrations that is the transformational elements, and how we move from one state of awareness to another, one state of awakening to an expanded state of knowingness. And so allow yourself to, in any moment, understand that when you're shifting and changing, there will be alchemic undercurrents, whether you're feeling nourished and cleansed, or whether it's truly integrating something that's really profound that feels as if it's you're truly awakening from the fire and allowing it to be really burned through so that it becomes something new. Or you have that fire passion within you to create something that is just burning within, that must be created by you and through you. And so allow yourself to truly tune into the alchemic frequencies and the alchemic undercurrents that is within all cycles of evolution. It just is. All of creation, our entire omniverse, is built within the essence of cycles. Cycles of beginning, cycles of creation, cycles of breath, cycles of integration, cycles of growth, and cycles of practice, and practicing the new behaviors and practicing the new beliefs and the new thought forms that are heightened in frequency and capacity for you to truly see how your environment changes and shifts from your practices. And so it's all steeped within these beautiful cycles of evolution, and how we change and shift, and how we become softer, and how we become more aware of who we are as essence of light, and allowing ourselves to truly be that essence and breathe with the essence of God and breathe with the essence of the river of life and see it shift from the inside out. And that's truly what alchemy does. Alchemy allows you to shift from within, as within, so without, as above, so below. And all that you see and all that you perceive and all that you touch and all that you desire to create is that alchemic shift of position of who you are within, that essence from within, creating those thought forms, creating those beautiful thought patterns that moment for moment for moment realign you to higher vibrational threads of being, your essence of being, who you are and all that you are, and how it ripples to all of creation, all the other star frequencies that you exist within, is allowing you in any one given moment to sense the vastness of all that you are, and how this moment right here, right now, can allow yourself to transform and transmute and create a whole new alchemic moment. And so that the all of you is touched by this one profound moment in which you can ignite a true alchemic change, or soak within the beautiful alchemy that you've just come off of, which is how I feel. I feel as I've just come out of this beautiful, beautiful alchemic fire of transmutation. And as busy as I was and as beautiful as the experiences were, I still feel as if I'm changing, but it's a soft change. It's a soft transition, and I'm soaking within whatever is going on within me. And understanding, I'm just going to really allow myself to nurture within it and feel every moment of it and appreciate it. Just as I would, empower my children to do when they're going through their changes. Really appreciate it and own and honor every moment of our human experience, because it's changing so very fast. And some of us may feel as if, wow, these ascension and these enlightenment frequencies, we've been talking about it, moving through it for so very long. But when you really stop and think about the grand picture of this one human lifetime, and what we have moved through and accomplished, and what we have triggered, and what we have let go of, and what we have transitioned from and transformed and transmuted, we can define it in any way we so desire. But we have moved through so many lifetimes of shifting and changing in this one human lifetime right now. And I feel as if we're at a point in which the acceleration is going to continue, and the alignments and the intensities, they will continue, dear lighted ones. Make no mistake about it. However, there are moments in every alchemic evolution and every alchemic change and shift in which you can slow it all down, as if things are moving in slow motion before you, and you can just truly appreciate the moment in which you realize, wow, we've just really gone really fast, and look at how much has changed, and look at how much we've become aware of, and look at how much our socioeconomic system is changing, and all the systems that are falling and crumbling, and we can celebrate and honor it. Yes, there may be some fear about the unknown. Yes, there may be some fear about what's happening in the financial sector. And you can sit and stew in those frequencies, and you can create drama and spiral around them. If you so desire, it's always free will. Or you can truly soak within the amount of change that we have all moved through, and allow ourselves, our bodies and our vessels and our multidimensional way of being. And we can truly create celebration and honor and ceremony, which is what many ancient tribes and ancient cultures had done within these celestial alignments of the equinoxes and the solstices and the eclipses and the alignments, and creating ceremony for what they truly meant. and how we're so beautifully and intricately sewn within every fiber of creation, for us to be able to awaken to these alignments and celebrate it in ceremony, and celebrate the children in whatever cycle they're moving through, and have them begin to feel empowered to celebrate themselves going through their unique earthly cycles and growth cycles and awakening and awareness cycles, and truly empower their awareness to create within themselves their own unique cycles. How they can create their own ceremonies for what they're going through, and how they can connect with the land and create those awarenesses and knowingness. And we're going to talk about that in the second hour, because I really feel quite honored to be a part of something so brand new with the crystalline children and the multidimensional parenting and everything that we're creating at the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers, to allow our whole way we think about our human paradigm, and how just by creating new thoughts and new behaviors and new states of being can change and shift and alter what we do moment for moment for moment, day for day for day. And we don't have to feel so obligated to the set structures and the set systems and the limitations that we have been in for so very long, that have kept us so very limited. And so we're really excited to, create and honor that, and create something new, and just begin to play. And then we'll forget. We'll be so busy playing, and we'll be having so much fun, and we're going to create so many ceremonies with these alignments and celebrate with the alignments and get the kids involved and get families involved and sacred soul tribes, that we're going to forget what the socioeconomic programs were before. And those frequencies will be so big and so robust that we're just going to be shifting these threads of dimensional information and timelines quite seamlessly and quite easily, which is where I feel we're in the midst of right now. We're shifting dimensional threadings, and why it feels as if we're not really grounded here or there, but we're in between. And that's exactly how I feel. I didn't know how I felt until I just said it, but that's exactly how I feel. I feel as if I'm shifting in between dimensional threads, and I'm neither here nor there, but I'm somewhere in between, and that's okay. I'm just going with it. But know that, with these, the celestial alignments and the intensities of the full moon and the emotional transformations that we will be going through, and we're going to be allowing ourselves to soak within a greater heart-opening love with all of these intensities we have been moving through the last couple of months, breaking down the walls and the barriers to the heart chakra, breaking down the walls and the barriers of our old belief patterns about who we are, what we exist within, and what exists within us. And as we do so, the heart becomes much more supple and soft. And it becomes more easy to be vulnerable, and it's not such a big deal anymore, because we understand that it's a part of the process to be that divine essence of loving self, is to allow those loving experiences to occur, and to let go of the old thought patterns and the beliefs that held us so held behind so many walls of darkness and pain and worry and doubt. And we can soften a little. And that's how it really feels to me. It feels very soft and lovely and emotional, and it's okay. I had a beautiful moment with my daughter yesterday, and she was singing a beautiful song for me, and we just had this beautiful moment of just remembering what it's like to allow each other to share feelings and to share those beautiful emotional moments of just allowing your heart to be shared in fullness. And those are truly special moments in which I see more and more and more of, with all beings, whether they're new friends that you've met, and just allowing yourself to be shared, and letting go of the worry about getting hurt, or the worry about having your heart broken, or the worry that we used to stand within. And it's going to be much more softer and much more synchronistic to create those deep and intimate and loving new families of light, new families of co-creation, new sacred soul tribes in which you just gather just to gather. And whatever is created will be divine and perfect in that moment. And so this is a new soft twist on how we're moving into It might be a new beginning, and there's so many energies ramping up for a new year, but you can choose to slow it down and truly create peace and reverence for where we sit as divine human beings that have been through so many profound transformations, and they will continue. But you can slow it down. You can take peace in the moment, and you can celebrate and honor. There's always a moment to celebrate and honor. And that's what most often comes to me when I tune in with the celestial and the heavenly councils, and the divine Christ collective, and the archangels, and the divine Mother, Father, God that speak through me and are at that state of peace and stillness in those moments of silence. That so very often we're so very hard on ourselves. And it's hard for us because of the patterning and the egoic structures that we've co-created and co-signed into in this incarnation, many earthly incarnations. And we've allowed ourselves to take on those behaviors that aren't quite necessary anymore. They don't have to be. It's still free will. But they don't have to be. It's quite easy to just sit back and enjoy and create ceremony for whatever it is you so desire. And truly, anything can be celebrated. Anything and everything, why not? It doesn't have to be a special date or a special alignment. Create it. Create ceremony, create honor, create that beautiful celebration of all that you are, the divine essence of light. And with the numbers, this being a number 9 month, which is a truly masterful month, it's allowing your mastery to come through in every way that you so desire, to feel excited to express it. Mastery in your co-creations, mastery in your ability to gather in love and light. And have your masterful moments be celebrated and honored. And 2, celebrate and honor others' masterful moments. Even if someone comes up to you and says something nice that might be out of character for them, celebrate it. Wow, that was really nice that you said that. That brightened my day. Thank you. The smallest changes create the most profound shifts. And I often say that to my children, then they seem to look at the big picture and they're getting overwhelmed by the big picture. And I bring it back to a moment of silence and peace and say, just a slight change in perspective can shift the whole story of vibration that you're sitting within. And why not? You don't have to culminate the entire year on what you think your grades will be and get overwhelmed by what you want your grades to be and create those expectations. When you can just bring it to this now moment and know that right now is perfect. And right now you can go within and find the peace and the stillness. And have every moment for moment for moment be like that, as it should be. And so these accelerations will allow us to truly ground and center within all that we are, moment for moment for moment. Allow yourself to flow within the beautiful river of life and the breath of God. And know that it can be a still and a soft and a slow that you so desire. And ceremonious in every moment. And still everything. Because the accelerations will spiral. The chaos may spiral around you. But it's free will and it's free choice on what it means for you and how you can ground and center into an essence that truly is aligned with what you want to experience. And so there will be these beautiful emotional stirrings and these beautiful emotional announcements, if you will, stirring within you alchemically to come forward and say, are you ready to create emotional love for yourself? Are you ready to create emotional similitude with all beings around you and create that beautiful sacred soul tribe? And create those moments of intention that, yes, I intend to live my moment for moment life with those that not only I feel good around, but also feel good around me. And truly envision the essence that you are. moving and shifting as the energy light that you are in beautiful human form. And see yourself as the essence of light, the essence of love. Creating harmonization and moving with the Gaia, moving with her beautiful wildlife essence, moving with her beautiful nature essence. And all that she offers as essence, as energy, as breath from the Divine Mother Father for you to experience all that you are. And that allows us to segue into our beautiful topic this morning, which is the essence of you and the essence of miracles. And what does the word essence truly mean, and how can we imbue it from within all that we are, that divine sacred heart, that divine partnership with Mother, Father, God, and all that is every moment, and what essence really truly means, and how you can begin to move as essence, to be that essence of light. And as my children left for the day, because they like to hang out with their dad on Saturdays as I'm doing my radio show, and they go and play and they get busy for the day. And as they left, and I sat in my chair here preparing for the show, and I thought, wow, there's a beautiful essence that's going on within me right now, and I'm not quite sure how to define it or how to describe it, but it feels as if I'm just floating along and I'm just moving as the essence of air. And then I began to think about miracles and what truly miracles really are, and how every moment can be a miracle, and how every moment we're gifted breath, and how every moment we're truly loved unconditionally by all that we are, by Mother, Father, God, by creation. We're supported by this incredible omnipresence essence. We can't even describe it. Physicists, quantum physicists, it doesn't matter what label or title anyone tries to describe what we are, who we are, what we exist within, and what exists within us, there will always be an element of majesty, of the unexplainable. There just will. And to me, that's essence. It's hard to define, it's hard to describe. You can look it up in a dictionary, but will it truly allow you, in all of its form, in all of its essence, to be what it is in any one moment? It's undefinable, indescribable. And that is God. That is love. In all things. Make no mistake about that, dear lighted ones. Whether it be a rock that scientists have said, not quite alive. And we remember getting the little tick sheets when we were in school about what was alive and what was not alive. However, we were never ever taught about consciousness, because even to the most advanced minds, consciousness is beyond what we can explain. So too is the idea and concept of love. So too is the idea and concept of Mother, Father, God. So too is the idea and concept of essence. It is you swimming through you as you swim through it, is it not? Dear lighted ones, create a moment of majesty and swim with us in this moment. And as you close your eyes and your heart beats within your skin and bones, and as the blood magically moves throughout your body, feeding it, nourishing it, healing it, is there not majesty in that moment when your body just does what it does? And your heart, linked with all things, that is love. Sensing, feeling, creating, magnetizing, attracting, in all the things that you do. Oftentimes don't even know that you do it. For we have been a creature of habit for so very long, and we just do what we do sometimes. And then we see the beautiful gifts blessed to us by our higher vibrational thought forms attracting and magnetizing within the omnipresence of the all. And in those moments that you create awareness, wow, I might be essence here. I feel like I'm physical, but I'm feeling a little bit more of essence lately. My spirit seems to be high. Nothing can go wrong. Constantly smiling. And even though there may be troubles around the world, but we still send the light and the essence of all that we are out to heal, to gift, to love. For you see and you feel that it has an impact. For you see and you feel that it impacts you. It feels so good just to give light, just to give love, just to be the essence of God. And as your eyes are closed and you're floating within this dark omnipresence of light, and you can hear sounds around you, and you can feel the physical essence of things around you, and for a moment of breath, you allow yourself to ignite with God particles and light language swimming throughout your vessel. And you're taken to a whole new level of essence. For you understand now that there's quantum particles of light and love interacting with other quantum particles of light and love. Again, moving the body and the organs and the blood in new ways, new moments of ignition, new moments of remembrance of your divinity, new moments that you are reminded you're more than you thought you were a moment ago. And how you can expand within all breath, and how you can expand within all moments of loving thought and states of being. Until your vessel feels somewhat illusory. The physical surroundings become less physical and structured. You're opening up to the all that you are within the essence of the all. You within you. God within God. Love within love. And what a beautiful story that is, dear lighted ones. And you can imagine the golden sparks within the omni field coming to light because you've relaxed for just a moment. You've allowed yourself to be still for just a moment. You've intended that breath creates with the encodations that it carries. You've allowed yourself to be one with the essence of God for just a moment, and to see it and feel it and be it in a new way. And why not? That's why we're here. To create within every new moment a new human paradigm. And we create it now. Higher vibrational thought forms, higher vibrational imaginings, higher vibrational states of being within the essence of all that we are. Changing and shifting and alchemically transmuting moment for moment for moment. How divine we are, dear lighted ones. And have you gifted yourself a moment of celebration and ceremony for the divine human that you are, the human gift that you are. For you've come such a long way, lifetime through lifetime, moment for moment, now for now. And your heart, so supple and soft and ready for a change. Just the very vibration of new words, shifting and changing how you feel, even if you don't really know. Can't put the pieces together in your mind, for your mind is shifting so dramatically. Doesn't matter. For within breath, all things are possible. And you move within this essence of possibility and potential, and miracles are born. It doesn't matter how we describe. Doesn't matter how we define. When in all moments it can be beautiful, in all moments it can be now, in all moments it can be love, in all moments it can be the breath of life. Have it mean everything and all things. All that you swim within, all that swims within you, miracles. Infinite, eternal miracles awaiting for you to acknowledge it and set it free. For you to breathe it in and say, I'm ready. This now moment, my vessel, my body, whatever I am in this moment, I'm ready for a miracle. And I shall create it. For I understand that all that I swim within, in the knowingness that I create, in the particles that I release, the omnipresence supports me. Mother, Father, God support me. My higher self guides me in all that I do. I have teams of beings working on my vessel every night. Every moment I need a healing, here they are. When you truly understand how supported you are, how loved you are unconditionally, you can let go and relax into the essence of your perfection. Moment for moment for moment, perfection. The essence, the breath. Gifting you moment for moment for moment. Perfection. And how we have been awakened that it has always been this way. And until the heart is ready, and until the mind relaxes. And when you're centered and calm and grounded within the sands and soils of Gaia, and you harmonize with her heartbeat, and you open to the stillness that is Mother, Father living through you, the essence comes to life. And you're reborn moment for moment for moment for moment. For essence, I'm not sure can be understood in a mental way. For it's something that one must feel. It's a state of being. It's an essence. Just as if we are ignited within the divine center of all that we are, the moment that we entangle, and that entanglement is acknowledged and accepted as a partnership, a divine sacred partnership with Mother, Father, God. And the internal essence of you begins to warm and vibrate at an oscillation you've never felt before, at an oscillation you've never experienced before. And that is felt with your pure intent to be that essence with Mother, Father, God, and it will be felt. When you let go of the expectations, when you let go of the definitions of how any one thing should be, and you allow yourself that heartfelt vulnerability to create something new with breath, to create something new with life, and have love live through you, that's a new essence. The purity of your intent, living through the divine sacred heart of all that you are, that's a new essence. That's how we create, through the divine temple of light of all that we are, the energetic chakras, the mechanism of all that we are as a light being, and the pillar of light feeding the God breath, the pillar of light nourishing and igniting God breath. Vibrationally new states of being, moment for moment for moment for moment, the divine temple of all that you are. And you ignite the desire to experience a new essence of light as you. And you go within and you be still. And you go within and you be silent. And you go within with pure intent. And allow your heart to soften. And you will feel that. The essence of the eternal living through you. And to me, in my unique way, in my unique stamp, in my unique essence, that's what miracles are. Born every moment with pure loving intent to experience yourself anew. For in all that you experience, in all that you see, in all that you feel, in all things within this omnipresence that you have the potentiality to create for yourself as an experience, whether it be sight, sound, smell, touch, travel, it doesn't matter how we define the experience. Infinite, eternal experiences. Infinite. And moment for moment for moment, brand new miracles. Gifted. Opportunities, possibilities, auspicious moments. Beautiful, divine, incredible, amazing. Synchronistic opportunities for you to soak within a new essence of you. For you are all things all are you. And breathe it in. The beautiful flowers sitting upon your table or in your garden. A beautiful new friendship that's just been ignited. The smell of a beautiful tea, the smell of a beautiful coffee. The fragrance of Gaia as you walk through the forest. Miraculous moments coming to life through you. That is the bountiful essence, that is Mother, Father, God. How divine is that? All things, all moments, all breath, all beauty, all graciousness, all gorgeousness, all intelligence, all will, all divine compassion, all divine love being lived through you as essence. Taking your mind to new places, taking your heart to new places of love and light. And that's why it's so hard to define and pin down, and why it shouldn't be. Just left to continue that breath, a new cycle of breath, new cycle of essence swimming within you, being breath through you. A new moment in which you view your world in a new way, and the essence of love lives through you, and you can hear it and smell it and taste it and be it. And your heart's ignited in such a beautiful way to see and experience you. The grandness and the essence of you. That is why we're here, dear lighted ones. This new human experience in which we are filled with such light that our cells feel different, our bodies feel different, our vessel feels different, our thoughts feel different. We are illuminated, transmuted, cell by cell. And you wake up one morning just feeling like you're brand new. For your thoughts don't even feel like they're yours. They're just moving within the omnipresence of love. You can feel angelic thoughts move through you as if you're a beautiful veil of love. And your unique perspective to appreciate it, to create ceremony, to celebrate it. Wow, that was new. That felt wonderful. Let's breathe again. Here we are again, a new breath. Do you see how simple and easy this can be, dear ones? There's no 13-step process. There's no new thing that you can do. No new task lists or to-do list. No schedules. Just swimming in the essence of your eternal state. Your eternal essence of light. Molding and shifting and changing and transforming through breath. Through your loving intent to have that open heart and have it be shifted and changed in all ways by your sacred soul tribe and by the beautiful sights that Gaia offers, the beautiful sights that every loving intention offers, and experience it, and to be that essence so free, so malleable, so fluidic. And we've allowed you to take a bit of a ride with us on this beautiful, beautiful frequency of light and love, and these shifts that are moving through our collective consciousness, and how you can see things with a new perspective as you allow yourself to just soften within all that you are and with what's truly being offered. And I often see when I'm doing speaking engagements, and I often see when I'm doing private sessions and the things that I'm gifted as a visionary. And I see light fields, and I see these, as we've talked about before, how I see vibration and how I see dimension is through vibrational threads, if you will, like threadings, like spider webs, if you will. Infinite number of vibrational threads that we exist upon and within, and that exists within us. And how you can create the visualization of how easy it can be to step into a new perspective, a new state of being. And there are many still that are waiting for these earthly shifts to occur and these ascension shifts to occur. They're occurring every moment. Make no mistake about that. And if many of you are tuned into your multidimensional vessels, you can feel it and sense it in every way. Especially when we have these beautiful celestial alignments and equinoxes and full moons and eclipses and so on. These shifts are happening moment for moment, breath for breath. But we can stop waiting and we can start being that essence and create this idea of this light field. And I always see the light field in a way that is what we currently think we have and we're spiraling within, and what's being offered to us in our socioeconomic paradigms and what's offered to us in our everyday life that just seems to keep going on the treadmill of what has always been. And then you see that new perspective that's a little bit off to the right. And this new perspective is a new light field, vibrations, potentiation, choices, refined choice, refined states of being, refined essence. Created moment for moment for moment. And it's a choice. You can either spiral in all the things you've always done, or you can create something new. And it's choice. You can continue to spiral within the words you've always said and the thoughts you've always thought, or you can create something new. Moment for moment for moment, there's new vibrational offerings. Moment for moment, breath for breath, essence for essence. You can entangle, you can realign, you can refine, you can magnify, you can amplify. And it's through your heart where all things are new. And the essence lives through you, through breath, through your divine sacred art. In such a way that your mind will decide, whoa, how do I describe this? How do I define this? Because I'm feeling something so new and it's coming through the center of my being. It's living through me. I feel like I'm a new capacity of being. And your cells, your vibration, your oscillation, all things change. You're an essence of light. No need for definitions. And how divine is that? You are a miracle. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Going far and wide today with this idea and concept of essence, and how beautiful it is that we don't have to really truly define it in any one way. It's all things. It's all moments. It's all miracles. And we take it in within that breath and we say, I'm going to define this as a beautiful color of beautiful Gaia being gifted to me as I'm looking at some flowers on my desk. And then allowing myself to harmonize with the essence of those flowers and all that it offers in its scent, in its color, in its harmonizational frequency it's offering to me. And I'm harmonizing with it. I'm threading with it. And I'm that essence of light. And this is how we transform our reality. This is how we transform our moment for moment experience. We're becoming new essence of vibration, if you so desire. And it just feels good to truly let go and be essence of light. And it's what the human experience is now offering. And how wonderful that is. Truly incredible. When we think about this an entire concept and process of human evolution and human ascension, and what we're being offered in this now moment, to really soak within an experience and have it be breath by breath, moment for moment, new miracles, miracles, and miracles through you. And you can breathe in and be this essence. And it shifts the grids beneath your feet. And it shifts all frequencies and all relationships. And it shifts the vibration in your home. That's how we are all threaded and sewn. And that's why we are one. And in this moment of now, we like to send this beautiful, loving frequency of one heart, of one divine human love, this divine human experience, and send it through to our beautiful Gaia and the grids, and send it through to all of our human family that may be experiencing challenge and strife and struggle. And know that our beautiful sacred soul tribe sends you the divine living light in all of its essence and all of its form, to soak within your heart and create something new, and allow yourself to see the perspectives of the infinite and the eternal that can be birthed within your heart in any given moment, so that you may see your reality anew, so that you may see your potentiation anew, so that you may see all that you are as a divine being of light in human form, creating one of the most profound life experiences that humanity has ever co-created together. And so we'll talk a little bit more after the break about our crystalline, multidimensional parenting and family tips and hints, as well as some Japan experiences that I've had, so that we can move a little bit farther in this beautiful, divine, and lovely essence of being. So join us after the break, dear lighted ones. Thank you.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Hell yeah, in a little place called Area 51. Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Welcome back. This is Joanna from Universal Unity and Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we really feel excited about where this divine human potential is shifting and allowing us to move into. And I've just come back from Japan just a day and a half ago, from an incredible 16 or 17 days, however long I was there. Incredible experience that I have many activations on every level. Every level there was an activation for me to truly create new experiences within who I am and who I'm transitioning into moment for moment for moment, what I understand ascension to be and human ascension and my own personal mastery. And a couple of experiences that I wanted to share was in my sacred communion with Gaia that I had at the forest, the base of Mount Fuji, as well as a beautiful rock formation that's called Ishiwari Shrine. It's called the Break in the Rock. That's what Ishwari means, is the break in the rock. And it's this beautiful shrine that's about 403 steps, 403 steps up a small mountain, if you will. And beautiful, there's forests around this small trail that leads you up to the shrine. And I took pause on many of the steps. I didn't go all the way without stopping. My intention was to, take it in and appreciate Gaia's offering and appreciate the beautiful experiences that Gaia offers in sacred communion time with the land. And I got my journal out and I was writing and I was taking in the energies and the essence of consciousness and the elementals that were being offered to me in this beautiful morning of, sacred communion with Gaia at the shrine. And there was a beautiful lizard that had met me on the trail, and it was just soaking up the sun because the sun hadn't been out the whole time I had been there, as well as days before my getting there. So it was quite cloudy the whole entire time, except for this one day that I was out on Gaia, and the sun, appeared to break through the clouds and break through the trees and warm up this beautiful trail that I was on in the forest. And a little lizard had taken up a piece of the trail onto the side and was warming its back. So I took some pictures of it. And as I continued up the beautiful 403 steps and the mountainous area, taking in the beautiful trees and the forest energies, we got to the top, and this beautiful rock just appears, this grand, incredible rock. I have pictures of it, and I'll post it on my Facebook. And this rock has been decorated, as the Japanese like to create the ceremony, and they decorate it and they create a shrine so that we create ceremony and sacred union at these, specific locations, if you will. And there was benches there for people to sit and pray and have that communion time. And the sacred tradition is that you walk around this sacred rock, and there's a tiny little trail, and behind this rock crevice there's about a 2-foot space where you can kind of scooch in between the two rocks. And then there's also a break in the rock. As you are scooching, you can see a break that's in the center of the rock, and you can look out into the forest, the little forest area where people gather and create that communion. So there's 2 breaks within the rock, this huge, massive, mountainous rock. And so when you walk around it 3 times, it's to symbolize the rebirth, walking up these 403 steps, fairly at a steep incline. And then to go through that sacred rock 3 times is to symbolize the rebirth, and you're rebirthing into a new state of being, a new state of essence. And so in doing this, I was just really appreciating the rock, and I was appreciating everything that I was being gifted in that beautiful moment of being with Gaia and this beautiful energy that I felt there. And on my 3rd time, I instinctively just stopped in front of the break that was in the middle of the rock, as my back is leaning against the back of the rock, scooched in between this 2-foot space, if you will. And then there's a rock in front of me that's also broken to 2 rocks. And it's as if it's like these 2 huge rocks were positioned like a Vesica Pisces, if you will, and I was the center point of this Vesica Pisces, of these 2 huge rocks, these beautiful 2-foot breaks on either side of this one massive rock that then created 3 rocks. Sounds confusing, but I'll put a picture of it online so you can understand. And those that have been to the Ishwari shrine know what I'm talking about. But this beautiful image, if you will, I was the center of this beautiful Vesica Pisces of this massive mountainous rock. And I had my hands up on either of these rocks, and I was the center. And it just had illuminated through me that, wow, I'm a Vesica Pisces with this beautiful mountainous rock, and how beautiful this moment is for me to take this sacred energy and create this sacred relationship with Gaia in this beautiful moment in my reawakening, in my rebirth, in the beautiful lands of Japan. And so there were many beautiful sacred moments like that. And there was beautiful consciousness that had come to to these sacred ceremonies that I had co-created with Gaia and the elementals and all of the consciousness that were with me in my sacred land travels, as they are wherever I intend to go. And they're beautiful moments that, some are quite personal that I just keep to myself, and I keep parts of the stories to myself so that I can create that sense of beautiful sacred ceremony for me and Gaia, for me and the elementals, for me and my personal path, and what it means for me to envelope all that I am with sacred ceremony and sacred Gaia. But this one beautiful Vesica Pisces moment was something that truly allowed me to be in the center of who I am as an essence, to be in the center of who I am as I've co-created this intention to be with these beautiful rock consciousness, to be with beautiful Gaia, to be with beautiful Mother, Father, God in this moment of my allness. And it really felt as if I was taking myself outside of anything I'd ever defined myself as, and I was being this essence of infinite. And it's right in the middle of both balanced of the divine male will and the divine father energies as the divine love and compassion as the divine mother energies. And I allow those intentions to be that reawakening and activation for myself within the sacred lands of what Gaia was offering me and the elementals and the consciousness that were with me in that moment. And there was a celebration and a ceremony that we co-created together, and it was beautiful, and it was very special and very gracious. And in going back down and enjoying the descent, if you will, of the 403 rocks, it meant an entirely new journey, an entirely new perspective, an entirely new essence of who I was. And I appreciated it from a different perspective, from a different view, with a different heart opening, with a different heart activation, with a different essence that all of the consciousness around me were also partaking in. Because I invite them in. I invite that essence. I invite that state of being. Come on, let's play, let's entangle. And the elementals come out and they play and they entangle. And it's a beautiful sacred experience. And that's why we call it sacred relationship, when we talked about a few weeks ago on the show. And what truly is sacred relationship, and how sacred relationship is within your intent. And that's how sacred relationship is born and birthed and rebirthed. And moment for moment for moment, it's with your intent. And your essence to be that sacred moment of rebirth in any moment that you so choose. You could be walking along the same path that you've walked along for years, but it can be a new rebirth for you. You can create that essence, that sacred intent, that sacred birth through the divine heart of all that you are, and create that sense of newness, that sense of essence that's going to create something entirely new and idyllic and profound and miraculous, whatever you so choose to create within it. Because it's creating itself within you as you are it. And that's just this beautiful idea of essence. And how you see yourself in this dynamic dance of oneness. And it's undescribable. It's not something that you can put in any specific words or terms. It's a state of being. And it's a continual flowing state of being. And that was just one beautiful sacred experience in my sacred relationship with Gaia and the land upon in the beautiful essence of Japan that it offered. It was very soft and very grounding. The energies from Japan were very soft and grounding, and the energy there is unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And I'm still processing and I'm still integrating the wonderful experiences that I had there. And the vibrations and the people are so genuine, and they're so generous and gracious. Just a gracious, gracious soul tribe. And the energies that come off the land are so very gracious and grounding. And you'll truly be changed and transformed. The energies are just so incredible and very soft and very, very gracious. It's the only words that keep coming up. And there was a beautiful experience at the forest, at the bedding forest of Mount Fuji. And the incredible energies that I experienced there were so high vibrational that my hands were oscillating. The cells in my hands were oscillating in a way that they've never done before. And it was very, very unique and very awakening, if you will, when I stepped into this section of land that I had visualized before I got there, I was visualizing this section of land about 8 months ago, I suppose, 8 or 9 months ago. I was seeing parts of the base of Mount Fuji in visions and in dreams. And I had kind of preparing energetically that frequency before I even got there. And so there was activations for me to be had for sure. And I knew that wherever I ended up in Mount Fuji would be the perfect, locational spot, if you will. But I had prepared the energies before I even got there and why I experienced what I experienced. And for it was meant to be. It was just one of those divine synchronistic moments in which your whole vibratory essence synchronizes with profundity and elegance and majesty. And it's when I truly felt there were moments as if, just like I did in Machu Picchu, but Machu Picchu is a much more cosmic galactic energy, and I felt many of my galactic star timelines, if you will, and timelines there. Whereas Japan was beautiful earthly timelines that I was experiencing. But they were very magical earthly experiences in which we had the times of when dragon energy was available for us and unicorn energy was available for us. And so there was very many beautiful dragon energies and dragon consciousness that we call, I was awoken to. I never knew this before going there. But when I was there, I was awoken to the dragon consciousness. And the dragon consciousness, a part of the elemental and reptilian consciousness in a higher consciousness form. And these dragons that I saw in different colors came together because of the heightening of the consciousness and the activations within the grids. And so these dragons, from what I can surmise, and there's much more stories to unfold, this is just the beginning, this is just kind of opening a new page to a new book, if you will, for what I know Gaia to offer and Japan to offer, is that these dragon guardians have always been guardians of this special land of Japan. Very, very sacred, very intelligent wisdoms held within the land, as there are all sacred spots and all Gaia spots. But there are certain locations on our planet that hold consciousness, wisdom, and intelligence directly linked with the Christ consciousness. And it's cosmic and it's aligned with our celestial star systems. And why so many, great masters and Buddhas, if you will, and prophets, if you will, knew about these alignments and what it triggered and activated within the Christ consciousness, within the grids, within the collective consciousness, and how it's all threaded and how it's all entwined and how it's all sewn. And so when I have a better understanding of how it's all moving and sewing together, I'll write about it because it's a profound story and it will create the underpinnings and the current, if you will, of our human story, our new human story, if you will. This Christ collective that we're now awakening into, and that oscillates the cells within and allows us to feel light essence. But these dragon consciousness were, from what I understand and from what I'm sensing, are the guardians of the land, different sections of the land. And they're different guardians of the water. There's guardians of the air, there's guardians of the land, and there's guardians of the consciousness spirit of we'll call it the elemental consciousness, but it's different. It's slightly different and unique in that way. But the elemental consciousness are absolutely a part of it, but it's slightly different. It has to do with the consciousness that humanity carries, the consciousness that the land is activated by the consciousness that the people carry, and how that communication, how that heightened vibration is crystalline form and is Christ consciousness, but it's a unique breath, if you will. And it might not sound like that makes sense because it's so brand new. And this is what I am sensing is introducing us to higher intelligence programs of being and behaving. Because, and we're going to go out there on this one, but this is how it will be. The consciousness that we're talking about is intelligent. It's divine. It's godly. It allows us to heighten all that we are as a species. And so we'll leave it at that because I don't know how else to explain it. It's just something that you feel. It's an essence. It's an awakening to your idea of what consciousness is and what essence is. And there's more to it. There's much more to it, and it's much more intelligent, and it's much more elegant, and it's much more profound. But I'm only speaking in the words that I have and how I can explain it. But some things are just unexplainable, and it's majestic, and it's supposed to be. These are entering into these new cosmic light fields of intelligence, and how we're preparing ourselves to communicate, to expand all that we are in every way, to move within these heightened essences of being. And these dragon energies and the beautiful dragon consciousness that awoke to many of us while I was there are being reborn. And I feel being reawoken because of those that are awakening to all that they are, and how we're so intricately sewn with Gaia. And it's absolutely all in the same, it's all one. And so there will be other activations like this in other sacred locations of our planet. And why there will be other discoveries, as the Yanaguni, the sacred rock that was found underneath the water of just off the coast of Japan. It's about, I guess they figure from what the information says online, anywhere between 8,000 and 9,000 years old. And it's a beautifully structured rock, similar to what I saw in Machu Picchu. Sacred carved rock, and I believe that it was all done by tonal alchemy and by other aspects of alchemy from higher consciousness communities and tribes and human development communities at that time. But all of these are related. It's all correlated, and why more discoveries will come forward from various places that were previously left buried or left uncovered, if you will, because it relates to our consciousness. It absolutely relates to what we're ready to understand and know about ourselves as a much older species than we thought and we were told, as a much more intelligent species as we thought or we were told. And so this will be a part of the human disclosure, if you will. It's all threaded, it's all related. But it doesn't have to be chaotic, or it doesn't have to be negative, and it doesn't have to spiral and, all of the things that it could. It can be quite miraculous and quite timely, and it can be divine in every way. And so it should be, because it's us. And each and every one of us, we're in every one of these ancient communities. And so in the excitement that you take within the essence of all that you are, to explore, to experience yourself as light, to be the essence of light, to create those sacred communions with land. These activations are consciousness. The activations are within the DNA. The activations are within the grids. And it's sight unseen. And so we have to move forward in this idea and concept of being this angelic and being this majestic and being this elegant. And how things can activate you within, and you can wake up one morning feeling as if you're in a completely new reality thread or dimensional thread of information, because you are. Because every moment that you move in majesty and awareness and sacredness, in everything that you're enveloped in, these activations will take place, and they'll shift and change every aspect that you are, in every aspect that you view and perceive your world within, and the world within you. And how I've come back from Japan feeling as if I'm a completely, absolutely new transformed being, and I'm perceiving things in ways that I've never perceived things before. And there's been activations within me that I can't explain or describe. It's still moving and shifting, and it will continue to do so. And there's intelligence, and there's I sense from what and my brain and my sensory. There's been many activations going on in my brain and my sensory systems. There's activations of things that I've known in other lifetimes that are coming online. And that's the only way that I can explain it. And we've talked about this before in our other shows about the DNA activations and how you wake up to these star system wisdoms or other earthly lifetime wisdoms. And all of those lifetime roles that you've had, they're all occurring now. But they come online and they activate within you when the essence and the ingredients are all working. It's like you're creating this beautiful pot of, beautiful soup or whatever, and all the ingredients are just, they're just stewing and they're simmering, and All of the beautiful ingredients are just working together. And it's allowance, and it's acceptance, and it's acknowledgement, and it's ceremony. It has nothing to do with trying or forcing or making. It just doesn't. It comes in the majesty of elegance. It comes in the majesty of God breath. It comes in the majesty of knowing that your divine essence within, and there's light moving within every breath, and it's shifting and changing your cells, and you could masterfully navigate into something entirely new where you awaken into these wisdoms. And breath by breath and moment for moment, pieces of that energetic story will continue. And the Japan unfolding will continue, and it will be an elegant unfolding, because there are so many beautiful, beautiful hearts of such divine intent that are threaded with this magical essence and this understanding of how integral we are with the land, and how the land can activate such beauty within. And it's an essence, it's a state of being. And I absolutely felt it when I went to Mount Fuji, the incredible vibrations that I felt on the land. And I was met by a new group of consciousness that came to me, and they were included within the elemental consciousness. But it was a new group of consciousness I had never experienced before. And they were a beautiful group of collective consciousness, and it felt as if it was a grandmother energy to me. That's the energy that came to me. It was a grandmother energy, and it was just beautiful and lovely, and very soft and wise. And that also activated aspects of information within me and aspects of light within me that I carry forward now. And every moment that I relive it, it's activated anew. And it lives through me in a new way. And so the story continues. But I feel that these dragon energies are really excited to come and play with humanity again. And they're being seen in clouds in the Japan skies. Pardon me. And these beautiful dragon energies are seen, there's been pictures of them that people have taken. And in dreams and in visions, the beautiful dragons are coming forward. And I believe it's because of the awakening in the consciousness, and how paramount it is for us to truly take respite and honor in the land, and truly understand that there's much more going on as a current, as a frequency, as wisdom, as intelligence, that are threading us into and ushering us into these higher intelligence programs that truly come from the center of our galaxy. And they're threaded then from the center of a multiverse and the omniverse. So we want you to allow yourself to thread yourself in that way, that it's a divine unfolding. And we're gifted every potential, and we're gifted every possibility to awaken within it. And we just are. And it's up to us to let go of the fear, to truly ground and center within who we are as unique divine human beings, and begin to celebrate and take joy in the shifts and in the changes. Because that will allow you that similitude and that balance and that harmony. Otherwise, it can get quite... quite, if you're not grounded and you're not allowing yourself that multidimensional perspective, it can seem as if your whole world is changing, and quite dramatically so, and you're not understanding any of it. And it doesn't have to be. It's our natural evolution to awaken to the importance that we hold within the land, the importance that we hold within one another, the importance that we hold within our higher evolution. And there are grander stories to this, and there will always be. That's how we evolve. But it's very exciting that, in my own personal unique land travel and sacred land travel, there's an absolute threading of oneness. And it's just so beautiful to experience. And it doesn't matter where you go or what land, the experience will be different, but that oneness will always be that golden thread. That unconditional love will always be that golden thread. and why we are all brothers and sisters. And another wonderful experience that happened to me, so many incredible activations in Japan, but one night, a couple of nights before I was leaving, I remember on my patio, there was a little patio that where I was staying, and I looked up to the sky, and because it was so cloudy for most of the time in Japan, I didn't get to see my light ships. But this one night, the clouds had cleared, and the light ships were out, and they had come to greet me, and I was so excited to see my light ships. And so thank you, my divine celestial family, for always entangling with me wherever I am. And I was creating that wonderful communion, and I was very excited, and took some pictures and sent them love, and we communed. And then I was proceeding on my travels there and my journeys there, and I met up with some beautiful, lovely soul tribe from other lifetimes. And they had reminded me, my Arcturian family had reminded me that in this one beautiful experience that I had said the night before, it's so nice to see you. And I was looking up to the sky saying, I miss my celestial family because I hadn't seen them in a couple of weeks. And my Arcturian family had reminded me that, your cosmic and your celestial family is all around you. And you just have to create that perspective of what you think you see. And I thought, wow, that's a new perspective. And I've said it numerous times when I don't see my light ships, and that having that celestial communion is really important for me. And I miss my light ships if I don't see them in a couple of days. But I forget that my celestial family and my cosmic family are within my human brethren. And I forgot that. I had temporarily misplaced and displaced that cosmic energy. Because the people that I had encountered and the beautiful experiences that I had sown for myself and co-created with others and co-created with Gaia had allowed me to remember that my cosmic family is within my human brethren that are also coming forward in this time to create and co-create beautiful ascension experiences, beautiful new human paradigm experiences, beautiful new human social paradigms. Because we're all existing on other star systems, and we're all existing in other star lifetimes, and we're a soul family in other star systems that I had remembered while I was there. And it was a beautiful reminder for me to know that in every human that I cross, I'm also a star brethren for them as well, just on other frequencies and other threads. And now I don't have to look up and miss all the time. I don't have to look up and feel that I miss my star family, because they're right here. They're just in different form, that's all. And we're all coming together to co-create these magical and majestic human experiences in which we can experience ourselves as divine essence, co-creating miracles, co-creating new beautiful potentiation for light wisdom to come forward and be offered from the hearts of all that we are, and have the children offer it from the hearts of who they are, and shift and change what we think to be true about how our social systems should or should not work, should or should not be offered. And so I'm quite excited to go forward, and I think Japan assisted me in activating this frequency of letting go of structure and resistance, and truly soaking within the wisdom and the essence of light. It's true. It's infinite and eternal, constant moving, constant evolution, constant offering of new. And so it should be. And that's truly all that really needs to be defined with it, because it goes beyond all explanation. And what the children will show us. The children will absolutely show us experiences where they're transcending any expectation we could have placed upon them, by allowing them to be the light that they are, by allowing them to be the essence that they are. And they were born and birthed herein. And that will segue right into our multidimensional topic for today of essence, our multidimensional family essence energy, our multidimensional crystalline essence, and what it means to bring new imaginings forward as we're starting a new school year, if you will. And I tell my children, I say, let's not call it a school, because then let's just, we don't even have to call it anything. We'll just say we're going to gather today, and we can create that sacred gathering. And we're going to have, their regular school topics, but we're going to explore it in new ways, and we're going to explore it in ways that aren't structured or limiting. And we're going to allow them to come forward and truly create their own sense of excitement again. And my kids are pretty good about following their excitement, but still they've been acclimatized to old patterning, and they're only 7 and 10, or 6 and 10, but they've had that egoic patterning and those structured patternings of 5 or 7 years of school education systems that are outdated. And so it's not going to take long for them to truly open up and remember their excitement on how they create those ignitions of what they truly know within them. And I absolutely know that they will experience it because I have. And so that will be the empowerment that will just set the foundation. And many of you that are parents, many of you that are caregivers, many of you that are aunts and uncles, you can allow your empowerment to be everything that you've experienced is your experiential life story. You've gone through moments of profound awakening. You've gone through moments of profound transmutation, in which the cells and the blood cells and the molecules and the nucleus, all things are being activated within you to create these ignitions that come through in your new intelligence. You just seem to know things where a moment ago you didn't, or you're seeming to sense things that you didn't sense a week before. And that can be your empowerment to just set the foundation. This is the bedding in which they're going to explore within. You're gifting them that empowerment. Say, I have had an activation. I just know something where I didn't know anything. And I know you guys are going to have your own activations. Just go, play, explore, be, experience. And that's truly how we really, allow ourselves to know anything is through the experience of it, the activation of it. To be loving, you need to experience love, to be it, to be the essence of it, to be the essence of breath, to be the essence of light, to be the essence of whatever it is that you so desire to experience. That's how you manifest. You have to be the essence of it first. You be the essence of empowerment to say, you can do this, I believe in you. You're going to activate exactly what you need to be doing exactly what you want to. You're a perfect mechanism of God light. Make no mistake about that. And allow them the empowerment that you are gifting yourself to also be it. You will activate exactly what you need to be exactly what you need to in any given moment. It's perfection. It always has been. It's been our egoic thought patterns. It's been the fear and limitation that we held about who we are, that we held about what we exist within, that we held about what exists within us, that defined us in such small confinements and compartmentalizations in which we could not get out of, because the thoughts and those belief patterns were so heavy, stoic. But we're floating and we're moving and we're being like liquid, this liquid light, if you will. It really truly feels like liquid light. That's how I feel. And it truly feels as if it can be molded and shaped into anything. As it can. It's Christ consciousness. It's multidimensional. It's infinite. It's eternal. It goes beyond our words of explanation. It goes beyond our realm of information. It truly does. It's multidimensional, in which you can activate and pull from a myriad of dimensions of information and wisdom that go beyond what you can see. And so it should. And so we are. And how divine is that? And that's just a starting point. Oh, this feels like so much fun. And this is what we're allowing our children to open up into and say, hey, you guys can do anything. There's no limits. It's infinite. Go play, go experience, go explore. You guys know what you're doing. They're masters and they will show us every step of the way. They're going to say, get out of my way. And I'm going to say, here you go. The door's open. Explore and be, experience the essence of all that you are, because God is within. Trust. Let go. Trust. Let go. Trust. Let go. God has your back. Follow your excitement. Follow your passions. Follow what is stirring within. You know what you are doing. And you will be supported in every way. It's when you stop to question. It's when you stop to limit yourself. It's when you stop to say, oh, well, that wasn't right. That wasn't spirit. That was just my own mind talking. And you get into those spirals of that frequency that you've always been spiraling within, and nothing changes. But when you step outside and see this light field that's always been here, that's always been offered, always been the breath of God, always been spiraling in potentiation, and you create that essence within your breath. I'm divine light essence. I can do anything. I can be anything. And I'm just going to meld myself with it. I am liquid light. I'm liquid love. I see and I feel and I hear and I taste and I am the essence of love in all things. And you feel your feet moving within the sands and soils of Gaia. And all things that you experience are a version of light, a version of love, just in a new color, a new fractal, new moment of experience, new potentiation. And you shift and you move with breath, with the infinite particle that you are, creating yourself to be human form right now. That's how powerful a master you are. And it's in our knowingness of who we are. Our knowingness as these divine multidimensional beings, the four lower bodies we talk about so very often, and how it's really important that we create balance and similitude and nourishment of our multidimensional bodies. The four lower bodies every single human is working within to balance. There's not one human that is an exception to the story. We are all here to bring back awareness and balance to our multi-dimensional essence. And is there balance in your physical body? Is there balance in your emotional body? Is there balance in your mental body? Is there balance in your etheric body? And are you grounding and nourishing these balances, these concepts and notions of this essence of all that you are, so that you may move in such a way, dear lighted ones, and regardless of how fast we may appear to be accelerating, you can feel so very beautiful and simple and elegant and balanced and in harmony. And you just appreciate all things around you as it's standing still with you. And why? We have always been so inspired and empowered by each and every one of you that come forward week after week after week to expand thoughts and notions and concepts about who you are and what you exist within and what spirals within the infinite eternal you. So that even for a moment you may breathe in your infinite state of isness and allness, and ground and anchor it within the sands and soils to Gaia's very heartbeat, and create that new essence of your eternal state of light. And you stretch and you expand and you evolve and you shift and you change and you transmute and you alchemically create something new. And what a beautiful ride this is. And it can be so allowing, it can be so fluid. Surrendering moment for moment for moment into your isness and the allness that you are. How beautiful. And it will be really important for the health and the higher dimensional health and wellness that we so often talk about, to create moments throughout the day where you're taking the deep, full body breath and that you're filling up your entire cavity in a slow and intentional breath, and grounding it through the sounds and soils of Gaia, and visualizing and imagining and harmonizing with her heartbeat. Because that's that homeostasis in that frequencies of the alive bodies, Gaia's alive body and consciousness with your alive body and consciousness, and that similitude and intention with breath brings that homeostasis in which you always appear and feel and experience balance and harmony. And that chaos just becomes another frequency that's not even on the thread that you're experiencing. And this is why we talk about the vibrational threads and the frequencies that you experience. And you create through your intention. You create through breath. You create through your knowingness of how multidimensional you are and how multidimensional these new experiences will be. And it will feel more multidimensional as we continue, as it should. We're entering into higher dimensional intelligence programs of evolution. Humanity is shifting into a whole new paradigm of evolving. Thus, therefore, so too will everything that we experience mentally, emotionally, physically, etherically. We then awaken to the higher dimensional bodies that will be brand new experiences for us, in which I'm experiencing right now. Where it feels as if it's a whole other dimensional experience, and the higher bodies are being activated. That's how I feel. My higher bodies are beginning to be activated. And so it's really quite an incredible experience in what the process of the light body feels like, the Christed light body. Each and every human is offered the birthright to know Christ consciousness, to be Christ consciousness, multi-dimensional, fluid, malleable, infinite, eternal, creative. And we can go on and on and on and on and on. Because that's how truly infinite it is. How you are. And our children, and how exciting for them to be coming forward with so many people awakening to the idea of consciousness, so many people awakening to the concept of offering more unique and more open environments for learning, less structured, less limiting. And so it's really exciting that so many more people are awakening to this, so that the children can experience more of who they are in their infinite state. And we're really at the cross section of something entirely new. And we're stepping within new fields of potentiation that have never been experienced before. And we are propelling those thought forms and creating it. And you can create and dream and visualize and truly get excited about your desires, because it's lush times for manifestation, dear lighted ones. So lucky, so lush, so auspicious, so filled with opportunity. Any beautiful and lush word you can think of. So get busy and begin. Anything is possible. Anything. And that's been a beautiful sacred message that I've received every day. The manifestation potentials are just unbelievable. Mother, Father, God, creation offering us everything in every moment. And it's up to us to truly let go of limitation. It's up to us to truly let go of the fear and step within something new. And you'll be supported. It'll be divine. It'll be beautiful. There may be some growing bumps and some growing pains. But evolution is. Just as riding a bike, just as running, it's an evolutionary process. But we're going to be absolutely loved unconditionally and supported every step of the way, every breath. And so thank you for allowing me to share these beautiful experiences that I was activated by, the beautiful energies and frequencies and the beautiful Sacred Soul Tribe from Japan. And we're hopefully going to offer a multi-language section on our website, our new website, Light, Wisdom, and Healing Centers. It's hopefully will be launched September 21st. And we do have the intention of having someone join us on board and assist us with translating many of our classes and audios and articles in Japanese as well as other languages. And now that we have a beautiful soul tribe in Japan, we're hoping to have this available in our very, very near future, and offer these languages as well for our monthly classes as well. And so it's been a wonderful experience in which we can expand all that we are as a divine soul family to all beautiful locations and vibrations on our planet. And that's how we truly create a unified heart, a beautiful unified human heart. And so thank you. And so the Sacred Sharing Circles is another reminder that we wanted to bring up for those that are parents and those that are caregivers, or those that are actually teaching as well, and how important it is. When I came back from Japan, I was telling my children about how important our sacred soul sharing is, and how we just create time every day, even if it's a few minutes, to really sit and honor and celebrate soulful sharing and our ability to share with one another, and our ability to communicate in a beautiful, intimate essence, and really allow the hearts to be shared. And that allows the children their voices to be heard, because they're moving through so much. And it's important that we truly commit to that time every day to just share our feelings and share our excitements and to share our creations. And so we call it sacred soul sharing or sharing circles, in which you're giving that emotional body and you're giving your etheric experiences, because many of what the kids are experiencing is etheric and energetic, to give them that voice and to give them that sharing time in which it becomes a part of the everyday. And we talk about dreams with my kids, and that's a way that we move into that communication as we talk about dreams. And, oh, what'd you dream last night? It allows them to understand symbolism. It allows them to understand their world and how they move about within their world and how their world moves about within them. And so that's a beautiful segue to get these beautiful, lovely family communions and these lovely family sharings into normality, if you will, and we're bringing these heightened concepts of discussions and these heightened concepts of states of being into our everyday communications. And that's moving with the higher dimensional energies that we're being gifted. So sacred sharing and soulful sharing is a really good way to create that higher dimensional frequency within your home, and to allow the children and each and every one of us that health, higher dimensional health and wellness, and reminding about the importance of grounding and centering. Centering is merely your deep, full body breath, communing with your omnipresence, communing with your higher self, and say, I'm grounded, I'm aligned with my higher self, I'm one within the universe, and you ground that breath into the sands and soils of Gaia. I'm aligned with my highest alignment and potential, and you ground. That's all centering is. And centering can be done, I'm centered within my divine breath. You can create whatever powerful affirmation that allows you to feel calm and centered. I am centered and I am peaceful. And visualize the breath and the pillar of light centering you with Gaia. And that's really all centering is. It's your statement of intention with breath, bringing your whole homeostasis into a centered point. Your breath, your essence, your emotions, all that you are is in a centered space, so that you're not reacting and you're not creating those fearful, chaotic moments, and you're spiraling with all the other energies that are out there. So centering is really, really important to create, to keep that balance and homeostasis. And health and wellness, really important for health and wellness, centering in who you are and your wellness. And so that will be really important. And breath is always important. We've always said that, breath is so very key for health and wellness. And it can, as quick as a few seconds, and you're feeding your body the energy and the oxygen that it needs, and the light encoding. Because remember, there is light and codations in breath. And a full body deep breath does take a few seconds. It's not quick. It takes a full body breath to feed your entire multidimensional body that you are. And then you get to feel the essence and this importance and this vastness and your eternalness as you slow your breath. And you create that beautiful inhale with creation. Then you get to feel your essence, because you feel how grand you are and how shallow and limited our breath has truly been. And you get to change that whole perspective of what you exist within and what exists within you, and how profound light you are. And so we offer this to you, dear lighted ones, from the divine center of our heart, from the divine center of our being and our illumination of all that we are, to offer you our grand welcome back and our thank you for continuing to listen to our shows and to listen to our wisdoms and to listen to our loving offering that we give every week. And our hearts are with you in all ways. And thank you again for joining us for another beautiful week of this human beautiful ascension. Thank you. Namaste.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network. Broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51. Wait, that doesn't exist. This is the KCOR Digital Radio Network. Now for the news.